The plot thickens down the bottom, and of Man United join the title race.
Evening, Tate.
Evening, Jack. How are we?
All right, mate. Okay, I think we've come in here. You got some high spirits, a lot of energy. I wonder why, but we'll get into it.
Been keeping myself to myself if this the result. Nothing said in the group chat.
No, yeah, you were.
Didn't even acknowledge the win.
No, I was texting you. You're very, very humble. Very humble.
Gracious in victory.
Yeah.
As you should.
I mean, not if you win the title, and
No.
I'd hate to see you then, but.
We've got to be in the title race first before you
Oh, don't start that. I'm not having that
10
tonight.
points. I told you, 10 points clear.
I'm not having that tonight.
10 points clear, all games played.
No.
We'll go for it. But yeah, plenty to talk about in this week's pod. How much has happened over the last week?
It's been pretty mental. I was thinking that when talked about planning it or whatever. There's been another ridiculous week and a bit.
You
of
think
football.
This time last week we were watching Arsenal Oxford. Then you had midweek League Cup. Then you had Friday night football. Saturday you got the whole North London Manchester derby.
Yeah.
But this week's episode we'll run through first of all the Manchester derby, then go on to the North London derby.
Yep.
Bit on relegation, the three big games that happened over the weekend. Questions from the loyal supporters, team of the week, and some other bits and bobs that will be good to go.
Yeah.
But should we start with the teaser before we get into it all?
Yep, let's go.
Right, so, as you were made aware last week, I think we mentioned on the pod actually, that Gareth Bale had retired from football. Gareth Bale holds the record for most goals scored outside the penalty box in a single Premier League season. But, which player has scored the most goals from outside the box in Premier League history?
Ooh, good question. So, sorry, Bale, I'll get back to it.
Bale holds the record for the most goals in one season, which is 9.
Right, who scored the most ever, basically?
In Premier League history, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that is the teaser. So, should we start with the 12:30 kickoff at Old Trafford?
Yeah, let's go. Manchester derby.
So funny enough, at full time, Jack goes, "Didn't you say 2-1?" I was like, I don't know. I think I said 2-0 United. But
you
bang on.
It was more your heart, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it was.
Perfect. Perfect result for you, really.
Yeah, there was more of my heart going. If I wanted United probably to win or get a draw, but really, I can only see a City win. But United played. I think they started the game better than City did, really.
Yeah, I mean, you think about their game in October when they got battered 6-3 and just totally. I know we'll get into the goals and whatever, but yeah, as a whole game, overall performance, it was a total change around, wasn't it? And United and City wasn't much in it, and getting to City as well, but almost disappointing to see. I don't think. I mean, the levels we're used to seeing from Man City, they're nowhere near. And don't get me wrong, they're still a brilliant side. They're second in table. They are the second best team in the league, but at this moment in time, as Tate smirks. But yeah, what we're used to, City struggling and getting draws and getting beat by the odd goal here and there is not what we're used to.
But I do think that comes down to a bit of. You look at their back four. Obviously, Walker is elite. Cancelo has had a superb season, very good defender. Akanji and Ake, I don't think they're up to.
No, it's Pep. Why?
Stones is on the bench. No, Stones was injured. Laporte was on the bench, and Diaz must be injured, I assume.
But why are you not just playing Laporte? Like he's
better than Ake. Ake is dross.
If Stones and Diaz aren't fit, then he's your third best centre back. I don't get it. And even the week leading up to it, Pep was going, I've thought of ridiculous ways to beat Man United and all. It's just I don't. I mean, yes, I'm Jack. I know nothing, and Pep Guardiola's won everything and done it all, but it just seems mental. Every big game he tries to do some weird concoction of formation and players, but.
Well, I think he tried it in midweek, didn't he? That's another game against Southampton when he played Walker as the right centre back. I know he's done it for England in a 3, but I can't remember him ever doing it in a 2. Like for a long period, I can't remember.
And they
played Cancelo right back, him to try and counteract Rashford's pace. I think Southampton tore him apart, so he thought, we can't be doing this.
Yeah, and at Southampton they made some changes, City, but they
Mm.
still had a pretty. Well, again, their squad's a joke anyway, but they still had very good players. Obviously, their bench was their starting 11 as such, but yeah, I just don't get it. I don't understand it, and it's obviously it's more annoying for me because you want City to do well. The only season you really care, and they seem to be faltering a bit. But
So the two main real chances came from Rashford, didn't they, in that first half?
yeah.
It might have been Bruno who put him through, and Ederson just lost his head and came charging out.
And then when he went round the keeper, I was like, oh no, surely not
Yeah.
today. Not today. And then, he obviously missed. But
Cleared off the line.
yeah,
And then the second one, he got put through again. I think his second touch was a bit heavy,
Mm.
and Ederson came out and made a good save. But going into the half-time 0-0, I think both teams probably take that. United had a bit of a scare, didn't they, about 5 minutes before Rashford went
Yeah.
down. And I was rubbing my hands thinking, well, if he's, I know it sounds bad, but if he's
Yeah.
done something, then he's not going to play
He's
next
out.
week.
Yeah.
And he is the only person really pushing that team, like in an attacking sense, who looks top draw.
Yeah.
Martial was getting whistled and booed at because he was
Yeah.
shambolic.
Did he get taken off foot?
Hooked at half time.
Yeah, half time. I thought
For the fidget smiddler, whatever he's saying,
Yeah,
fidget whittler,
Anthony.
Anthony, didn't really do much. But then the second half, I remember texting you saying, they're not doing anything
No.
here. Man City were knocking the ball around nicely, and then they obviously took off Foden and brought on Grealish. £200 million worth of subs, Man United and City brought on respectively, which is a joke.
Yeah,
You think that's what's on your bench.
Yeah.
And just like away at Chelsea, Grealish made the difference and was involved in the goal in Chelsea and opened the goal scoring at Old Trafford.
Perfect header, wasn't it? And you just thought at that point 1-0, comfortable City. They might win 1-0, they might go and win 2 or 3, but yeah, it was a nice ball from De Bruyne, wasn't it? It got the assist, but
You think it was his 7th or 8th assists? Is that right? I haven't got the exact stat I saw.
I don't know for a season, but I know against United, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists in 3 games. So obviously against Man United, he plays very well. But you just thought 1-0, and that's what the game needed, and that's what City needed. But
and that was bang on the hour mark on 60 minutes. He'd scored that, and that was maybe you could say it was probably fair enough on the what had happened.
Yeah.
I think that was after 10 minutes after nothing really happened. Like, remember the game was just petering out, and I was texting you saying, "Oh man, United rubbish. They ain't got anything. Who are these? They haven't got anything." Then it was about to make a double sub, wasn't he? And then the main talking point of the game happened, where Casemiro played the ball through Rashford's 2-3 yards offside, runs at the ball some more, runs at the ball some more.
Yeah, not just runs at it, runs
jumps
with it.
blocks a Kanji, jumps over the ball.
Fernandez, a little rat,
smashes it in. Great finish.
Slaps it home, runs to Lino straight away because he knows exactly what's going on, and for some reason, it's not overturned. It's disgraceful. It's a disgraceful, awful decision, and it just doesn't make any. There's so many things that come out. You see the one when you remove. I know it doesn't make sense.
You remove the player,
but if you actually remove Rashford and look at it without Rashford there, then it looks ridiculous. Like, why? How is Rashford not affecting the game? I know the rules all come out and have said a load of stuff, but you watch it. So Akanji steps up initially to play him offside anyway. So he's
done a great job in the start.
So Rashford's actually. So Akanji is thinking of Rashford immediately. He's offside. So right, if I step up, then the flag will go up. Then Ederson's coming out to close the ball down, but only fixated on Rashford, and he's concerned with Rashford scoring. And then Fernandez pops through and scores. So if Rashford's, I don't know. I don't know. I just can't. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
It's a shame. Well, to be fair to Ten Hag, he did say after the game, he goes, "Yeah, that was against me. I would be fuming."
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But what irritated, I've never been a big fan of him, but Ferdinand and Scholes, both of them, painful to deal with on BT. Ferdinand was like, "Oh, as a defender, yeah, it's definitely a goal."
Oh,
no, it's not.
Defender. What are you talking? That's rubbish. That is such.
No, it's not.
You're just lying through the team.
Yeah, it's because I know everyone's gonna be biased to their own club.
Yeah.
And like I said to Jack, we can't be any surprised here that Man United potentially are joining the title race again. Literally 4 weeks into the reign of Howard Webb.
Yeah, Mr. Webb.
Webb has returned. United back in the title challenge.
Yeah, I might have to start believing the conspiracy, but that decision is ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense.
And just a bit on that goal. So I saw a clip they posted of Alexis Sanchez's goal he scored for Arsenal in the FA Cup final. It's the same. Ramsey's nowhere near interfering as much as Rashford is in that.
No, I think that Arsenal one where he's standing. Is it Ramsey that offside? But he just stood absolutely still like a pencil.
He
and
has his
doesn't
hands up
move.
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but Rashford literally jockeys the ball all the way to the final moment, realises Fernandes is coming in on a perfect angle and lets him shoot. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. And then at that point, the whole momentum, the whole shift of the game has gone towards Man United, and yeah, everything is geared towards them, and they go and get their second, which is perfect, normal, like absolute, like legitimate goal if you like. Garnacho with the assist becomes youngest player to do so in a Manchester derby, 18 years old and so many days. But yeah, and that goal absolutely fine, no arguments with it. But
yeah, but like you said, that second goal never comes if the
No,
first
no
goal.
way.
It's the catalyst
no
of
way,
just
yeah.
how many people in Old Trafford? 75,000,
Yeah.
76,000. It's electric.
Yeah.
Everyone's up for it. The players have got this new lease of energy.
I don't know how you could. I know it's
The City fans,
yeah.
the City players, sorry, are deflated.
Mm.
Not just because they've conceded, because they've conceded a shocking goal like that should never have stood in the first place.
And it's not even. It's not a mistake. That is really good defending from Akanji. He's kept them. You said about Akanji like not being a good player, but that moment from the whole back forward of the goalie, that's really good. He's kept them offside. So what? A defender can't play a high line anymore. They just sit on the edge of the box and like you can't play offside because it might be wrong. It might be this. Like it's just absolutely. It's a ridiculous decision and it's ruined the game. And yeah, yes, it's not easy for United to go and win the game, but then like we said, yeah, the whole momentum is with them after.
The whole interfering with play thing is a ruin of it in of itself. It's just. My dad summed it up years ago. It's like, how can you not be interfering with play if you're on the fucking football pitch?
Yeah, you're near the ball and you're
but
on
even
the
if
pitch.
you're not,
True,
you're on the pitch. You're interfering with football. We're doing something.
Yeah.
I know some goals should stand if they're not really doing anything and whatnot. And
the ones for me are like
that's so obviously he's interfering with the defender. He's interfering with. He's there. He's jockeying the ball. Like if he stood there and stood still, didn't follow the run because he carried on running towards the goal.
Yeah.
He was never going to touch it because obviously he got the shout. But he's even blocking Walker from getting to the ball.
Because Rashford was chasing it because he thought, he assumed that he was the last man for United and chasing the ball, and then obviously Fernandes comes in. But yeah, just ridiculous. And now the refs and the FA and all the rubbish that come out after, they're suddenly now just got to defend that point and that decision that was made to try and make it make sense. Yeah.
Well, your buddy was straight on it, wasn't he? Old what's his name? The ref?
What, Tierney?
No.
Craig.
The BT ref.
Peter Walton.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
because as soon as it went in, I was like, they're going to give it. They have to give it.
Yeah.
They have to because they've allowed the play to continue.
But it's when he comes on, they go, "Oh, here's going to talk to Peter."
This is the point.
It's ridiculous.
Which I thought this morning, the lineup has flagged offside. Why is he flagged offside?
Yeah.
No, tell me why he's flagged offside.
Yeah.
Because Rashford's offside.
Yeah.
Yes, we all know that. So surely he knows the rules.
He must
surely
know.
He
Hopefully
knows the rules. That the goal should be disallowed.
And at that moment, he'd have been. I assume they get told in their ear, like they must do.
Let it go back to
it's modern day football. It's 2023 now. The linesman would be told, right, offside, raise your flag. Bosh, there you go.
And is he not told? I know the offside has been told in his ear, but or maybe he hasn't. They just said, does he not go to the screen to have a look at that?
Yeah.
And decide for himself whether he is interfering with quote unquote interfering with play.
And the thing is, yes,
if he's not interfering with play, why is the flag up?
The referees.
Why's the flag up?
Yeah, and I know the referees makes the ultimate decision when they look at the screen, but the linesman is the linesman. I know the referees know all the rules, and they are linesmen themselves, and linesmen are referees themselves. But he's like you said, he's the linesman. He knows that rule. He's given that decision. Surely he should go and look at the screen and say, actually, I think this, blah blah blah. Is mental. It's just an awful decision.
It makes a mockery of the fact that he's put the line. He's thought he was offside.
He might as well be there. They might as well not have a linesman anymore and just do a ref that stands in the middle of the pitch and the bloke from VAR says offside, throw in, goal kick, corner. Like, it's just ridiculous, absolutely stupid decision.
Makes you laugh as well. You have all these offsides when your fingernail or your armpit hair's offside, and they split it by like the finest of margins. But no, you can be this far offside, and it's
so frustrating. It's just, and for me, obviously, this season more than ever, you want City to do well, and that happens to them.
Well, like I said, that was in the 70th minute, and then like we touched on earlier, Rashford then scored a perfectly good goal 4 minutes later, and Old Trafford is bouncing.
Finished, absolutely, over the moon.
I think he brought on a triple sub of Martinez, big slab.
Yeah,
Big
I
slab
saw
got a couple
Harry,
of minutes.
Harry Maguire come on. I thought, oh, there's a slight. He came on like stoppage time. I was like, oh, there's a chance now because
Yeah.
the game was dead. Like City weren't really good all game. They were pretty average for a Man City side, and I thought, oh, Maguire's come on, just attack him. But yeah, they didn't really get the
But
ball
Rashford
after.
is in some form.
Mm.
He's the first United player to score in 7 consecutive appearances since Cristiano Ronaldo in 2008.
Yeah, he's stepped up massively, hasn't he?
And that, like I said, that little niggle we got when people thought, oh, it could be because they were told we were going to make a sub at half time, and everyone thought it was going to be him. But he's the game winner. He always is for them at the moment.
Yeah.
Since Christmas, since he's come back, these goals have been invaluable for them.
Yeah, he's been good. And like I said last week, but Ten Hag has stuck with certain players again. Shaw starts, Wan-Bissaka starts. Obviously, relies on Rashford now. He's finding his little group of players, and yeah, they're like I said again. They're in a proper commanding position for top 4 now, aren't they?
5 wins
In
on
a row.
the bounce.
Yeah.
The only team to do so in the Premier League at the moment. What was I going to say there? They're obviously, I said, comfortably in the top 4 now by 5 points.
Only 1 point behind City now.
Are they in the title race?
I would say they are, but it sounds ridiculous. Only 1 point off City, but I've got here. I said that if teams falter and results not necessarily go away, but if Arsenal draw a couple or City drop some points, they're only going to be looking up. They're only going to be looking at top spot, and I think deep down they're not in the title race and they know that. But yeah, they're not. I think Ten Hag has that change around from Brighton at the start of the season, Brentford when it was all of a sudden meltdown and everyone thought United were finished, to turn it around that quickly, and now like we're talking now as if they might be in a title race is yeah, they're definitely up there. I don't know. What do you reckon? It's your game, isn't it? When you play them, that's
Sunday,
a big game.
Well, I would say no, purely because I don't think we're in a title race.
No, shut up.
I still think it's only a one-legged race. But if it's all ifs and buts, if Arsenal win on Sunday, I think that closes the door on United's chances anyway, because that would make us
12.
Well, they play South.
Palace in between. Yeah,
but,
true.
Yeah, it's one of those. I would say no, just because I don't think they're defensively they're good enough, or attackingly. I'm just looking at the goal difference here. Newcastle
Not really,
plus 22, Arsenal City plus 28, United are on plus 8. If Rashford, I know it can happen to anyone. If Arsenal get Partey or someone or big player injured, they're finished.
Yeah, they haven't
if
scored
Rashford
massive
goes,
amounts, have they?
Or Casemiro for that extent. Imagine putting McSauce in that.
Well, even if a centre half they get another injury, which could happen.
And Slab comes
Varane could quite easily get injured. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, their top 4 is obviously their aim, and they're going the right way about it. They're slowly. I think after say lost against Brighton at home in the first game of the season, and then since then they've won 7 and drawn 1 at home. So
it was that game. I remember
their home form is.
So they lost to Brighton, and then they drew. Or they got battered to Brentford, didn't they?
Yeah, I've got it here.
Was that second or third game of the season?
Might have been third. Let's have a look.
I've got a feeling they had a 0-0 in
there
somewhere.
Sorry. Yeah, so they got beat at home to Brighton, lost away at Brentford,
and then they played Liverpool.
And then they beat Liverpool at home, and then they won away. They've since that second game of the season, they've been very very solid.
I remember sitting here third game of the season thinking Liverpool. If Liverpool do them, then my God, he's in a sticky situation already.
Yeah, that's what we thought. After two games of season, everyone was piling on, but yeah, like I said, they've turned that corner really quickly. Normally, it was give the manager time, and obviously, yes, he's had a bit of time, but he's not needed that season or two. He's turned it around within a few months, really, half a season, and they're right up there again.
Dropped Maguire, got rid of Ronaldo,
got rid of the problem. Ronaldo, like you said, not playing Maguire, strong enough to pick Shaw.
Got Varane fit and playing. Signed Casemiro.
Yeah,
good player, obviously, very good player. Yeah, proven, done it in the top level for the last 10 years, whatever it is. Yeah, they've done well.
Yeah.
Right. I was a bit disappointed with them as a neutral watching the game, thinking
they haven't been, like I said, I know their standard levels.
2 losses in a week.
Yeah, their standard levels are so high and so much higher than most other clubs that like I said, that performance against United, you're like, oh, you actually notice a big difference. You're like, bloody hell, like they actually maybe they aren't as powerful and as good as we might think. Yeah, that's the first time City had taken the lead in the second half of a league game and lost since 2013 when they got beat against Cardiff. I mean, that's
Pellegrini.
That's ridiculous.
That's Pellegrini in charge then.
I mean, maybe 10 years, just under 10 years ago, like that is ridiculous stat. So,
are you having any of this chat about City being better without Haaland?
No,
Have you heard the things being thrown around?
I did.
Carragher mentioned it.
Yeah, I heard it briefly today, I think. But I mean, I got here that Haaland hasn't scored for 2 games in a row in the league for the first time this season. But that is a minuscule drought for Haaland. But it shows you the effect it has on that team. And
yeah,
I think Haaland for them. I wouldn't say they're not. I wouldn't say they're better.
They're
with him.
relying on him. I don't know whether he's taken some of the whether obviously they had Jesus, Sterling chipped in for a lot of goals. They sort of shared around his goals a bit more.
I wouldn't say they're not definitely not better without him. I just don't think I don't believe in that at all. It's just he's what he is. He's a ridiculous striker. His goal scoring ability. I wouldn't say maybe people are finding ways to defend against him, and he might not be an extraordinary player, but his goal scoring ability is ridiculous. So I think if Pep Guardiola picks his best team, Haaland's in that team every day. So
100% agree with that. Is there anything else you'd like to add on the Manchester derby?
No, just that. Just it wasn't the best City, was it? It wasn't tip-top City, and they've not been the best City since the break, really. And it's worrying for team or supporters of other teams that aren't Arsenal, I suppose.
Oh, they've got 2 big games coming up this week. They've got the bogey team Spurs.
We'll probably move on to them and that game.
That's a nice little segue. Shall we move in?
Yeah, let's go into the treacherous North London derby.
Well, we're through 21 minutes through here, so let's jump onto it.
You can't wait. You can't wait any longer.
No. So, is it pessimistic when you're...
A bit. Not necessarily negative, but you're conservative.
I've got a history of this fixture of just, especially your last 9 years, been pretty dross, really. I can't lie. No win in 9. And I said to you yesterday, the only time I felt confident was at 3:30, and I saw the teams, and I was like... That team is so beatable.
Our team is disgusting.
So beatable. And I thought, if we play like I know we can play, if we put a performance like we did against Chelsea away, start well, dominate the ball, just keep it ticking round, bang, bang, bang. That quiets down the crowd because remember, when your brother came here in October, these home games, these North London normally go for the home team because in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, someone's 1-0 up. Normally the home team is 1-0 up, and the other team just folds. That's normally what happens in these fixtures. You haven't won at Emirates for 12 years, whatever it is. We haven't won for 9 years because that's normally what happens. But could Spurs break the streak of their horrendous first halves?
Yeah, no is the answer. I've got loads of things, but 2-0 down again. I think. What is it? I have to find it. Sorry. Conceded 2 goals, 2 or more goals in 5 consecutive home league games. 11 goals in 5 home games, in the last 5 home games. It's just terrible. It's all part of it this year.
And you've lost, I didn't realise they said on commentary, you've lost Villa recently. Villa, Arsenal, Liverpool
at home, Newcastle at home.
Newcastle at home, it's 4 of your last 5, I think, at home. But going back to the lineups, you pretty much said at the time, it's as best as we can get.
It's done. I
think your exact words, would you rather have piss or shit on your toast?
Yeah, that was in reference to Longley and Davis. Longley. Do you want Longley? Don't know. Do you want Davis? Like I said before, but he's just a Welsh version, or Longley's a French Ben Davis. It doesn't matter.
I think Davis is slightly better. Longley, I think it's dross.
Oh no, yeah, I could talk all night, but there's loads of things, but I just think.
Would you have made any changes to that starting lineup? I know you obviously have hindsight in the way, but Sarr, why Sarr starting?
Well, I mean, Bentancur's injured, so he would be starting.
Is it Basuma's brother on the bench, or is it?
Yeah, I
Basuma?
don't know. I think
Is it Yves Basuma, or is it Basuma's brother? Like,
I'll shout this person out because I don't want to steal their sort of claim. But Geno, who's like a big Tottenham fan, from Kent that we go Spurs with. He said that we've signed KSI, not Basuma, and he couldn't be more right. He's Basuma. I think he was injured again. It was just, I don't know. He wasn't on the bench. Skip was on the bench. But yeah, going to Sarr. Like Sarr, again, I've got all notes and things all jumbled up. But Sarr, 20 years old, that was his first start for Tottenham. I think he started twice for our development team, under 23s in the second Premier League, whatever you call it. And he's been thrown in with Højbjerg next to that idiot Højbjerg. He's got a back five that might start in the Championship for lower half of the table, maybe top of League One, not sure. And then you've got a goalie in goal who throws a ball in his own net and can't even kick the ball. He's a fully grown male. He's a human male person who can't kick the ball.
World Cup winner.
Can't kick the ball 50 yards in the air without it bouncing. So, I mean, you can't. I'm not having Sarr. And he ran his nuts off and did what he could. But yeah, he's a drop in the ocean with the things that are wrong with Tottenham.
Did you put the bet on for Sarr to get booked?
Sarr to get booked, yes. I did. I messaged in our chat.
Yeah.
Sarr, yellow card, lump, and obviously it came in because, yeah, he was charging around like a madman, trying to get close to him.
But obviously, yeah, Arsenal kicked off, or the game kicked off, and I think within 2 minutes we'd asserted our dominance.
Yeah, it was done. It was done.
Your formation, I've picked on this enough times in enough podcasts.
Yeah.
I really, really dislike. You play a 5 at the back. It's not a 3 at back. It's a 5.
It's disgusting.
2 in midfield, and you have 3 good attackers. And none of your players are good enough to get the ball to them 3 attackers for anything to work.
No.
Arsenal play a 4-3-3, and that midfield was just overrun the whole time. Yeah. Partey is a very good player, and yesterday he looked like a Rolls Royce because he had so much time the whole time.
Arsenal didn't get out of second gear. You didn't get out of second gear. It was 2-0 and there's a bit of a revival in the second half from Spurs. But if we'd have scored, Arsenal would have gone, okay, we'll just go up the other end and score 2. Arsenal did not, once it went 2-0 up, they did not get out of second gear. They were, ridiculous.
The goal came from, I'd tell you what started it all was, I think it might have been Romero, played the ball to Lloris.
Yeah. This was like a couple of minutes before, wasn't it?
Massive touch. I think it was Martinelli chased him down.
But he thought he had all the time in the world and was dilly-dallying.
Then sort of kicked it to Longley, who then thought he had too much time and kicked it again. Got the ball back, and then Nketiah had a good chance to score.
And Lloris made the save, but just like I said, the kick, Martin's basically going to win the ball. Lloris panics, sort of fluffs it away, and that was it then. He just knew the game was done. The game was finished there and then. And the first goal, wow.
Would you have played Sessegnon or Perisic? I think they're both as bad defensively as each other.
I would have started Perisic left back and put Sessegnon in goal. I want to say it, but it's more about Conte. But again, Sessegnon, why is Sessegnon playing? You've got Perisic. You brought in Perisic. He's your man. He's your left back. You wanted him. Start him in a massive game for Tottenham. Start him against Arsenal. Why is Sessegnon playing? Sessegnon is awful.
Saka had him on absolute toast all game.
Just rinsed him. Absolutely rinsed him.
And that's where the goal came from, where Partey had so much time. Lovely ball over the top.
Yeah.
Whereas Saka had curved his run perfectly, faced him up. Saka has improved this much over the last 18 months to 2 years. His right foot is really, really good. He's so comfortable on it.
Yeah, but the goal...
but that's what he's confident. Everyone says, "I'll show him," and he's like, I'll go on my right."
Yeah.
He's not phased about. Yeah. He's not a swinger anymore. He can do something with it.
Yeah.
Not the great ball whistle, but then.
I don't even know. It is disgrace, Lloris. I hope you're listening. You're probably not. I can't imagine you are. You are a disgrace. You are awful. Honestly, it's like if you're playing five-a-side and your mate who has never played football plays in goal and makes that mistake. You'll never play for your team again. Never. I know you laugh and joke, but he would never play football with you ever again. It's a disgrace. Yes, it gets a slight deflection, but Lloris suddenly panics. He's like, oh, there's a ball coming to. I'm in goal for Tottenham, and Saka's inside the 6-yard box, and a ball comes towards my head. I'm just going to throw it in the back of the net, and yeah, at that point, everyone might as well just left, and that was the end of the game. It was a disgrace.
I mean, it was a shambles of a goal to concede.
Awful.
And like we mentioned, I think it was the Villa game. He made a mistake. He's made
4.
X amount. If you got the numbers,
4 errors.
I like. I said to get the numbers. Jack's rolled his eyes.
4 errors that have led to direct goal, and it's the most out of anyone in the league. Obviously, and when we spoke about Villa, it was 3. And now he's added another one to his list. And going to the second goal, arguably he's at fault again.
Just before we get to the second goal, obviously Arsenal at the lead 40 minutes in. This was one turning point, I think, that happened, where you had I can't remember, but it was a long ball when Sessegnon came through, played through Son, and it was the first Ramsdale was called into action. That was literally 60 to 90 seconds after.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a little flurry back, as you call it, and then the game went back to normal again. Arsenal dictate the ball again, bang, passing. Goal of the season was nearly scored.
What was that?
Party shot.
Oh, yeah, I'm so glad that didn't go in, honestly. He just hit it, I saw it flash, I was like, yeah, forget about it, it didn't happen. Oh, what a hit. What a hit. Twice, he obviously scored a worldie against us at the Oars, and then he almost scores an unbelievable
If that had gone in...
yeah, it was over anyway, but yeah, I mean, again, the second goal,
But yeah, as the second goal continued, like I said to you yesterday on the text, you better say that he was arguably at fault for the second goal. So he's got no confidence, Lloris, whatsoever. No. It's quite clear he's had no since the World Cup.
Yeah.
I do think the penalty shootout in the World Cup, I think he feels like he let himself down, let the country down a bit.
Yeah.
Because Martinez won that and he lost it because he didn't do anything. Martinez got on heads, and I know it's a penalty shootout. Things happen, but you did nothing to get anyone.
But but Lloris is.
You know what I mean?
I'll go into Lloris, but he's not. I don't mean he doesn't make a mistake every week, but he has been this way for 2-3 seasons, like clangers after clanger, and then you can accept a goalie like making a save and like whether he pushed it out and the guy taps it in or whatever, he does a poor kick every now and then and they head it forward and they score, whatever. But yeah, Lloris, bloody hell, time to walk away.
Get Meslier in.
Well, another French goalie left-footed loves a clanger. No thanks.
But yeah, Lloris claimed the ball. Just another lofted kick in the air.
Yeah.
Like he never does anything like with purpose.
Doesn't hit the ball with his laces. Like
he just lofted it up in the air. I think it was Gabriel Saliba, who I thought were immense all game in the air, especially. Won the ball down, Partey straight away, flicked around the corner. Saka, what's his name? Sessegnon's backing off and backing off.
Just plays in, doesn't he?
Plays through to Odegaard, who already had one sighter probably about 5 minutes ago. Lloris actually made an alright save there, which I thought, watching it from the TV, he'd pushed it into his own net. And Odegaard thumps it in. Fantastic finish.
Yeah.
To the dismay of Martin Tyler and Gary Neville, I may add.
Yeah, they were just like, it was like a funeral, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Odegaard score.
Again, it's 2-0 Arsenal. Oh, God. But even that goal, like, yes, Lloris done a terrible kick, but that midfield, where's Højbjerg? You watch the replay. Oh. Where is Højbjerg running away with? Again, he throws his arms up and shakes about and gives it a fist pump. Where were you in that goal? No, you weren't even in. I know, watching the TV and watching the game, it doesn't show the whole picture, but he's not even in shot of the game at that moment. Sar's chasing back, trying to do whatever he can do. Romero comes out and does like a half-hearted block.
He was all over the place yesterday.
We'll get to it now, to be fair, but we're miles behind Arsenal, and we're miles behind the top 4, let alone Arsenal. Regardless of how good Arsenal and Man City can be, we're miles behind the top 4, which sounds ridiculous in saying that, but I'd have said before the season. I'd have said before, possibly arguably before this game. But I know it's a bit cliche and doesn't really make sense. But if you did a joint Spurs and Arsenal side, you would argue possibly Kane, Romero, Son. Potentially, some people would argue for Lloris. But after the weekend, you'd have Harry Kane. You'd have absolutely no one. Absolutely nobody.
Or either Nketiah in the room.
No, you'd have Harry Kane. You'd have absolutely nobody else.
Yeah, no.
The whole side.
I agree with that because,
absolutely,
like we said, we were talking about. He took the mask off, and it is still Son.
Yeah,
it's still Son.
So yeah, I think so. We have to check his bloods, but
what on earth's happened to him?
I don't know.
But
off the face of
this
the
is
earth.
what frustrated me last year with Arsenal and Spurs. Obviously, I know you pipped us to the thing. I was never got on board fully. That's the right way of saying it. On board fully with the Conte train about Conte's this great manager for Spurs. Ready, you had a bang average team, and you had two world class players playing world class with
at the level
with a good player in Kulusevski playing well.
Yeah.
Like he was a nice addition.
Yeah.
Arsenal were a young team playing okay with a fat shit up front who did nothing. He scored no goals.
Yeah.
And you pipped us by 2 points, and then Conte just never, like the first half, all he did was stand there with his arms crossed. Not being funny. What was the stat you read out about how many times you conceded first and been? That comes down.
Last 5 home games, you conceded 11.
The end of the day, that comes down to you.
Yeah.
You're setting them up. You have all week to plan that.
Exactly.
And what have you done?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You've
played Perisic, you've played Sessegnon.
Yeah.
You've put Longley in. Oh, well done. You've played Sarr. That was your. What?
It doesn't change. Conte doesn't change. He won't ever change, and we will just get worse and worse with him in charge. And on like sort of last year and leading into this year, I've said it, like it was all well and good. We finished fourth. It was fantastic, and I was one of them, absolutely buzzing and over the moon. But I think really it was probably just hiding the fact of what was really happening, and teams around us like Arsenal and the other sides weren't as good as they are. And suddenly we've come back this year, and teams are flying around us, and we haven't changed. We haven't got any better. We were actually we were this bad then, but we got away with it because other sides around us weren't doing great. And yeah, I just think we're really seeing what Tottenham are like.
From that, when you battered us in May, or was it May or April, whatever it was?
Yeah, May.
The only new signing was Zinchenko.
Yeah.
I know we brought Saliba in, but we've had him for 3 years.
Yeah,
he hasn't played, but Zinchenko was our only new signing. Team was just. I mean, people forget last year we had a midfield of El Neni and who else was in there? I think Xhaka was left back. It was a shambles, really.
Well, when you played us, you had Holding, didn't you? That team.
Holding,
yeah, I think you had Xhaka left back that night.
Yeah, Holding just lost his head. Gabriel was the only one in the back four playing. I think we had Tomiyasu just about. No, we had Cedric. We had Cedric who gave away. Who gave away a goal kick and then go for the penalty.
Yeah.
Talking about penalty.
Was it?
That was Højbjerg's moment of the half.
What was it? I mean, I'm at the other end, so I couldn't see it.
It was a corner. Højbjerg, I think, had a shot.
Were they claiming a handball or something?
No, he just fell into Saliba after Saliba went to block it.
Yeah.
Turn around, and then we went 1, 2, 3. Then he touched his leg, and then Højbjerg went 1, 2, and then jumped on the floor.
Yeah, because there was a little pause.
The ref went like this, and everyone blew his whistle for half time, and I was like, surely not.
Yeah, no, we thought the same. We thought, there's a chance for a pen here, but no, I mean, I was there, went to the game, and I don't think we come up for the second half, so it just tells you all you need to know. And there was a slight revival, but I'm not having any of it. It's just awful, absolutely awful.
I mean, I think we all knew that second half revival was going to come.
We had to, otherwise, had to.
As a Spurs fan, surely this must irritate you the most, that you know this is going to come. You know you're going to apply all the pressure. You know Arsenal are going to sit back for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Why are you not playing at that level of intensity?
I don't know. Just it has something's got to change, and we just play this horrible prehistoric football, and it's abysmal. It's abysmal to watch, and like you said, our players aren't good enough to play this formation and do these certain things that he wants.
I mean, from watching it, you got, like I said earlier, you can't get to your front three, who are your best 3 players. There's no build-up play at all to it. It's
Kane drops all the way deep.
It's lob it to Harry Kane, and okay, let's let him do something. I mean, it was a clip, not a clip. Sorry, there was a moment in the first half where Kane he came that deep. I think he was playing like left back. He got the ball left back and then whacked it upfield.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, so he wants to pass himself. He wants to. He was on the basically our goal line, but obviously
it was right in the corner flag, wasn't it?
He just won the ball on his own, turns and like you said, pings the ball, tries to knock it 50 yards, but he wants to play it to himself, not to a half-injured Kulusevski and a Sarr or Højbjerg throwing his hands in the air. It's just, it's not good. There's so many things going wrong with Tottenham, and it just doesn't help that Arsenal are as good as they are and top of the league and absolutely flying. So
I mean, I think we had a few standout performers. No, Ramsdale got man of the match on Sky. I thought he was very good. Made some important saves, especially in the second half. That Sessegnon save was a joke.
Very good. The save with the foot was very good.
And it's been his best game for Arsenal. I think he's actually stood up, because I'm not his biggest fan. I've said that openly out here. I do think he needs to just relax a bit and
Yeah.
just. I don't think his kicking yesterday was great in terms of his pass
Distribution,
selection and things like that. But what he did yesterday was different. He came and claimed a lot of crosses, which he hasn't done. But he normally punches them, or he was. I just thought he was good. I didn't feel like we were gonna score.
Yeah.
Kulusevski cut in a couple of times and overhit every single one. Like I said, he's half fit, hasn't played for a while.
Yeah.
But second half, we could have buried it when Xhaka played and Nketiah threw him a poor first touch from the lad. But I thought Zinchenko was an absolute joke yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really look at that, but you look after and everyone's raving about Zinchenko. You just were, like I said it. You just are, and I said if you beat us, then you can. Not saying we're brilliant, but that away fixture for Arsenal, like we said, is very tough. North London derby is very different, but you winning at Tottenham yesterday is massive. You're a serious side now, and you absolutely walked all over us. Like I said before, you didn't get out of second gear. You just looked so comfortable. And it, like we said, we were talking yesterday, obviously, loads of us there, but it just felt like we'd gone back 15 years, and Pires, Henry, Bergkamp, Vieira, whoever else you want to name, we just rolled up, and we've got Gary Doherty and Michael Brown, and we're 15th, and it was that sort of day. It got to the point we were cheering like tackles, and when like an Arsenal player got booked, or it might have gone under their foot for a throw-in or something, like that's how bad it got for us, or it is for us, I should say.
Because we did actually mention last week, we said if Arsenal do play well, and it could go a bit pear-shaped at Spurs and toxic atmosphere and people shouting at each other.
You could have won 3-4. You could have done whatever you wanted. Just say it's that sort of atmosphere. And the first half, it felt like we were at the Emirates and we were 2-0 down and just defending for our lives. And you were just all over us. And you're miles ahead of us. Absolute miles.
Another player I was really impressed with was Odegaard, who's already surpassed his goals for last season. 8 goals he's got in the Prem so far, I think, this season, which is a great return for the lad.
Yeah, no.
Who played? I think he obviously is our captain, and he's just. I think he's taken that on. How do I say? He's taken it on board with him, and he leads by example, not through being one of these passion merchants that everyone thinks you need to get tackled.
Like Xhaka, basically.
Yeah, he's just good. He's just.
Yeah.
He never gives the ball away. He's always available. He's just silky, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's classy player.
No, just good. And I wouldn't even say I thought anyone was brilliant for us. I just thought you're all your whole 11, and you're just all over us, and everyone was good. I didn't think like, he's incredible. I just thought, wow, you just see. My dad said it, but if it was Man City, we'd have been walking away like, bloody hell, Man City, what a side they are. They're incredible. But obviously, because Arsenal, you don't want to say that, no. Yeah. But it was that sort of game. It was and Arsenal now, like I said, 8 points clear, and they are the team on absolute fire. Yeah,
8 points clear. Arsenal have won 47 points from 18 Premier League games this season, the most they've won at this stage of a campaign of the league history. But for Arsenal, it's still not even halfway through the season.
No, I wouldn't say you're gonna win it. I hope you pray to God you don't. But you are leading the charge, and you are the team to beat.
United up next at home. Got a good record against United in recent years at home. I don't know. I'm purposely, not purposely, but I'm just very 2 feet on the ground, game by game.
Yeah, I don't expect you to say, we're going to win the league like Saturday right now, but you're definitely. I would be feeling right. We are massively in here now. Not that if we mess it up, it's what we're doing, but you've got to be thinking.
What I do like is when we play games like that first half, I sit there and think, we're fucking good.
You're going to be good. Yeah, you are. There's no denying it. You can't avoid it.
It makes me proud though, because it sounds stupid, but I fucking just. I'm swearing so much. I just love Arteta. And it's his ball game that he's created this team for Arsenal. The dross that man was dealt with at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think we had a back four I sent you where we had Socrates, Mustafi, Kolasinac. He's absolute clowns. And we've got like Gabriel, who was just outstanding yesterday. Saliba, who's like he's just class.
Monster,
Ben White is so good. Yeah. Like Zinchenko's a left back who then plays like right mid. Like what is he? But it's just everyone's so well drilled. They know what they're doing. they got this Saka on the right who's just a joke.
Yeah.
Martinelli, some kid from Brazil, cost like 6 million.
Yeah. And you've still got Jesus, who's injured.
Yeah,
You got Nketiah, who's your
Nketiah in the room.
academy like homegrown talent. Yeah.
Future Ballon d'Or winner.
Clip that.
Yeah, and it's nice to see everything that we stuck with this guy, who they obviously believed in, and it's sort of hopefully you can see year on year growing. And the same way you could say about Conte is his contract runs out in July. Do you want him to commit? Do you want to commit to him? Do you put that? What happens? Do you want to say
it's time to go?
Or do you just want to say let's get to July, let's get to the end of the season, June? Thanks, but no thanks. It didn't work again. Levy made a mistake appointing an ex-Chelsea manager again.
Yeah.
Let's get Poch back and let's do our 3-year cycle and let's try again. Because like you said, the best football you've seen in your life has been with him in charge.
Yeah.
He knows the club. He's obviously got a passion for the club. Is that what happens?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it has to happen. I think it will. I think it will leave before the end of the season. To be honest, I think we've got City and then we've got Fulham away. Fulham are bloody hard to play against, and then we've got City again. He could be gone. Yeah, he could be gone very, very soon. And like I said, but why everyone's
that's 6 points you're talking about there.
No, and that's how stupid we are. Our players will get up for Man City and think, oh, we've got a result. Yeah, we'll be celebrating, but Arsenal are then even further ahead.
Is it no defeat in 3 years? I think for you against City.
I hope we lose 10-0 and Haaland scores everything, with every part of his body. Yeah, no, it's the sort of thing we'll do that. We'll get a point. We'll get a point there. We'll beat them at home, and we'll be like, oh yeah, quality. We're fourth. Oh wait, Arsenal are now 15 points clear. Well done, you idiots.
Then we're in the title race.
Yeah. It's just. Yeah, I think we just need to stop all this. We tried Mourinho, played that horrible formation. I know Nuno didn't work out. It was
Bring back Nuno.
Terrible appointment, but again, played the same way. Didn't work out. Conte is playing the same way. It's awful. Everyone's moaning about Levy. Everyone's moaning about Conte, the players. Yeah, it's just... And everyone's saying, we don't ever back the manager. We don't ever pay the money. But what? You're not going to back Conte now. Like you said, his contract runs out this summer. He doesn't care. We're rubbish. We're playing awful football. We didn't back Pochettino. He's the best manager I've ever seen in the short time I've watched Spurs and supported them. So why are we going to suddenly back someone that doesn't want to be there? It's ridiculous.
Still buy players that are suited to a shitty formation.
Buy players that aren't actually that good and then play a horrible formation. Yeah.
Let's buy some more wing backs.
Where's Royale? Has he got any brothers? But then we're moaning absolutely. Obviously, I'm just frustrated with what's going on. But talk about the rest: Chelsea, Liverpool, the mighty Hammers, and bloody hell, I don't know what I'd be doing if I was them.
Well, we'll get onto them in part 2. But you're only 5th. Like I know, like you are 5 points off top 4, and Man United have a game in hand against Palace. They're playing, but halfway through the season, I do think the lowest you're going to finish is 5th. I think the top 5 are done in terms of.
Do you reckon that the teams it could
in
be
terms
any,
of because we'll get onto. We've got a
Maybe.
question about that later that we'll get onto a bit more in depth. But I do think that's your cut off is 5th. But where is it? And obviously January's here now. What main position do you want us to see strengthened? Centre half, goalkeeper.
It's not even necessary. I mean the goalie. Yeah, we need on Lloris now. That actually, no, I'll save it. I'll save Lloris. I'll save him. But
you know that's his first and only ever own goal he scored in the Premier League career.
Irrelevant. No, I'll talk about him in a bit. But it's not even players. Yes. It's not even players. But yes, we need players. But it's the way it's our football that we're doing. I'm playing. If you that side, the same players, same group of players that we had at the weekend. If you had Sean Dyche and played 4-4-2, we'd have given Arsenal a better game. Might have lost, but still lost. Probably.
Is that you making your point?
Sean Dyche. Well, again, we'll talk about Sean Dyche later on. But I'm just saying that it's just the way we're playing football. It didn't work with Mourinho. It didn't work with Nuno. It's not working now with Conte. It just has to change. That has to stop. It has to. Yeah. We've got to go back to 4 at the back, 2 holders, 3 in front, or 3 in the middle, 3 up front. Whatever you want to do.
Push Dyer into midfield.
Yeah, get Eric Dyer holding mid.
Bring it back, won't it?
Kane 18 mask, and we'll be fine. Yeah.
No, I've got another thing on another Spurs player, but I'll wait until until the loser of the week for this one.
Yeah, let's move on because otherwise I'll be here all night just
Right.
moaning about Spurs.
That rounds are up just about 50 minutes. We'll have a quick break and we'll be back with relegation teams. Right, rant over, Jack.
Yep, we're done. Had a little breather. We're ready to go again.
Right, back on to relegation teams. So, Jack came round Saturday afternoon, and we had the old Soccer Saturday on, a few bets and whatnot, and watching the how the Premier League would unfold on the 3:00 games. The main three games we were looking at were the Everton, Southampton, Forest, Leicester, and Wolves, West Ham. And before the 3:00, if I could hand write the performances or the scores, this would be what I'd pick.
Yeah, couldn't have gone much better, could it? Really?
I say as a neutral, I would quite like Everton to go down because they're a big club and
It would be ridiculous if they went down.
It's mainly because Frank's there, and I've got a vendetta against Lampard ever since some certain Chelsea fans thought he was a good manager, and I was adamant he wasn't.
Yeah.
But no, it's him. He's the one that irritates me.
Yeah.
Even though he's been pretty quiet recently this season, done much.
Yeah, I don't think he can. You saw the atmosphere on even the brief moments they showed it. It was toxic.
When they're getting their board members in headlocks.
It was. They were going to the board members, then it was the manager, then the commentator was like, the commentator was like, they'll never turn on the players. They all support the players. Next thing is all the fans singing, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." So it was toxic. Yeah.
Gary Meter get it in some random street.
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon, £60 million. Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, driving his nice little, I think Mercedes or something away.
Mercedes G-Wagon, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little motor away as he gets abuse. Yeah, it's bad place to be, Evan.
Southampton as well, bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Won away from home for the first time in 25 years, I think it was.
Everton.
At
Everton. They never won away. They're in the Prem, but never won away.
It seems like it this season.
But yeah, they've won and still bottom. So it just shows
Everton
you.
lost their last 4 Prem home games.
Yeah,
it's
disgusting. West Ham. Talk about West Ham as well. It's just the whole bottom is just. Obviously,
that's what made it interesting. So Everton were just outside the bottom 3, I think, going to kick off. Southampton were bottom. Although Southampton won, they still remain bottom.
Well, Everton were winning, weren't they? 1-0.
Yeah.
And that would have put them 14th, and that looks far better than.
That was the only goal of the first half, wasn't it? The whole 3 o'clocks.
And yeah, Everton at half time, we thought, right, I'm doing all right here, getting out of the bottom 3, but yeah, it was a James Ward-Prowse masterclass, wasn't it?
Oh, how good was that first goal?
I don't think he's necessarily a brilliant player, but his technique is unbelievable. His his right foot and technique ability
Should
is
Pickford
ridiculous.
save that?
Everyone's saying that, and people jump on that. But for me, I kept saying the whole weekend. But if you watch games of football, any level, you watch free kicks all the time, and you never the percentage of a free kick going over the wall and on target is so slim. Like it happened at Spurs, and Newcastle watching that game. Trippier, 25 yards out, perfect position, hits the wall. You watch Spurs, Harry Kane, all free kicks. No one ever scores a free kick for Spurs. So, yes, maybe Pickford could have done better. He probably thinks he could. But for me, I just think you got it up and over the wall on target. It's very good.
But it is James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
And he's...
Yeah, but and also on that, the Pickford, I think he was just so frightened of getting done at the other side that he just overcompensated. He was like, right, I'm not getting beat this time.
Because there was clearly a plan there. Because you see, I think it was Gordon gave away the free kick. Fuming at him.
And then terrible foul as well.
Mialenko, is it?
Yeah,
the left back was just dross.
Yeah.
Started running back, then ran forward, then ran back again, and then when he went in, Pickford went.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Arms out, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he obviously knew beforehand, like pre-match, that he was obviously afraid of that. But I just think good strike, Ward-Prowse, ridiculous technique.
A great win for Southampton.
Yeah.
Forest 2-0 to Leicester. That was I wouldn't say it's a surprise either. Like Leicester have been awful.
They've lost 4 on a bounce since returning.
Are you pulling Leicester into this relegation scrap?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 2 points clear.
Yeah, 17 points. They're sitting in 15th. Shambles.
Yeah.
Leeds as well on Friday night, like you mentioned earlier, off air.
Yeah. Leeds were actually quite good that night, but I don't know, for some reason they've got Jesse Marsh. He's playing pretty much identical football to Bielsa, and everyone's saying how exciting it is. So good to watch Leeds, but I do think they'll stay out purely on the fact that they are full pace. They're 100% action all the time, and I think that that energy and their just work rate will probably get them out of. They're better than at the moment West Ham, Everton, Southampton, but. Yeah, they're not looking good. Their record at the minute's awful. I don't think they've won in 9 or something stupid.
Well, they've lost all games since they come back from Christmas.
Yeah, they're not in a good way.
Bournemouth, quickly touching it. Bournemouth and Brentford. It was a shambolic game. Bournemouth,
4 losses in a row for
Bournemouth are finishing bottom of this league.
Yeah, they're just dropping like dead weight, aren't they? It's just constant.
When they've got Billing up front now.
Philip. Yeah, they're awful.
Not really
bad
much
side.
else want to say on that apart from Tony another penalty.
Yeah.
And Lineker made quite a good bet, didn't he? Lineker's a joke about him betting.
Yeah. He would say like, "Oh, you should have put I would have put my house on," but he said, "Oh no, Tony would have."
And Rich was like, allegedly.
Yeah, making sure he's alright. Yeah, it's good.
Good bit of banter. Just banter. It was just banter. And then Wolves West Ham. You had a few friends went up in the away end, didn't you?
Yeah, the Warmer brothers and Nick Deacon, if you're listening, had a nice trip. I don't know why you went. You barely go to away games and you decided to go there. So, terrible day for the Hammers, the mighty, massive Hammers.
Just another dross West Ham stale performance, like we put in the title, just stale.
Yeah.
Like you said 4 weeks ago, was it now 3 weeks ago? They had
these games, yeah.
Leeds. Who did they play last week? I can't remember now.
Was it Leeds? Yeah, sorry. They had Leeds, which they drew 2-2. They lost against Wolves, and they had Everton. They've got Everton next game at home. Sorry, that's a lie. So they lost against Arsenal, 26th of December. And then they had Brentford, which they lost at home.
Yes, that was it.
Draw with Leeds, loss at Wolves, and now they've got Everton. I said those 4, they can't lose any of them. They've lost 2, drawn 1, haven't won yet. So
I want a quick yes or no. West Ham play Everton on Saturday, 3:00.
Yeah.
When the full-time whistle was blown, we're surprised sitting here right now that hasn't happened. Either one of their managers is going to be sacked. One of them. Surely there's got to be a sack.
I would say yes, they have to. I mean, we talk about it, I suppose, but they've got someone in the bottom section just needs to pull the trigger and do it. And even if it's Leicester, if that's Forest won't do it. Obviously Leeds won't do it, but any of those sides, Wolves, Bournemouth, all of West Ham, Everton, Southampton, just someone needs to do it and get Mr. Dyche. That's it.
So I put a poll out on the Instagram page yesterday, and I was actually surprised with looking at it. I think I can see why. As which manager is doing the worst job out of Rodgers, Lampard, and Moyes? Moyes, at the time of recording, had 50% of the votes. I do think we have a higher West Ham percentage of listeners.
Yeah.
Probably why.
Yeah.
But Lampard 40%, but Rodgers only 10.
Yeah. He's getting away. I think
Rodgers,
he's getting away with it. He's massively getting away with it.
Rodgers, and the reason I say I'm surprised is because Leicester have by far the better squad than West Ham and Everton.
Yeah, and they must have more resources. I know this summer they're saying they couldn't spend all this money, blah blah, but they've got rid of some of their best players. They have I know it's ridiculous, but they did win the Premier League. They have got Brendan Rodgers as a manager.
Won the FA Cup 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got here Leicester. They've lost 12 games already. 12. Lost 12 games. The same as West Ham, same as Southampton. That is mental.
7 goal difference.
Losing 12 games already. Since winning the league, they lost in 15-16. They lost 18 in 16-17, which is their worst performance. And they finished 12. And this year they've already lost 12.
I tell you what, they really are missing is Jamie Vardy. He's finished now.
Yeah.
Like in terms
he's not the same player.
In terms of
the
like
threat.
he's had an unbelievable career.
Yeah.
I think last season he started off on fire. I might be talking my arse here, but I'm pretty sure he scored like 10 goals in maybe first 15 games, and then I think maybe he got 3 or 4 in the last 25 games. He's declined. He got a couple of injuries.
He's not the same threat, is he? And let's
he
start
doesn't start anymore for him, and he's slowly declined, which is sad to see because he's been you could even argue Premier League like a great sort of thing. He's one of
a bit of a hero, isn't he? A bit of an underdog story, and he doesn't fit the mould, does he? But
he was that one player that you thought, oh man, I don't want to play against him. No. But now that fifth, you Patson Daka, let's play against him, or
not fussed.
Ozzy Perez, or whoever they've got up there.
They just don't play the same way at all, do they? It's not about Vardy anymore, and maybe that's going wrong. I don't know, but yeah, again, they're similar to Bournemouth. They're just dropping and getting some horrific results. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I said, Rodgers getting away with
You
it.
thought they'd what's the term called?
Turn the corner, wasn't it?
Turn the corner or
Before
rode the
Christmas.
wave
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they were plummeting, and then they got a couple of wins, and they were doing all right before Christmas, and they'd just gone to West Ham and won 2-0.
And they beat Forest, didn't they? 4-0 at home.
Mm.
Yeah,
And then come back, got lost. They lost all
Yeah.
their games.
yeah, they've been shocking. But on Forest, they're up to 13th now, unbeaten in 3.
I think we actually mentioned this on the opening pod about Forest. I think we both had them to go down, but
Mm.
their home form, if
Yeah.
they're going to stay up, is where they're going to pick the points up, because that
Yeah.
doesn't look. That looks a tough place to go play.
Well, they haven't lost at home since September,
Yeah,
which is, I mean, overall they've lost 9 games already, and they're not a great side. But for a team fighting at the bottom, they're like we keep saying, their home ground, their home games and stuff are massive. And yeah, like I said, they haven't lost at home since September, so they're using that quite well. And they've climbed to 13th, which is quite ridiculous for them. Yeah,
they're 5 points clear
yeah.
of West Ham.
That's a big gap. That is a big gap now because the teams at the bottom are struggling to win games. West Ham haven't won the last 5. Everton haven't won the last 5.
It's a win and a draw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a loss and a draw. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's a big gap.
Yeah.
And the thing about Forest with that home building up this fortress at home. How Bournemouth? You'd love to go to Bournemouth and just batter them. You wouldn't care where you played them. At Forest, you'd like to, but you don't want to go there. Especially it all sounds cliche, but if you go to Forest on a Tuesday night, and it's cold, it's wet,
fans are up on your back.
fans are up for it.
And
It's
it
a
is
tough place to
like
go.
you say, a bit cliche, but they need like a big tackle. They just need a shot on goal or something, and then it changes their whole mindset, doesn't it?
Leeds is the same.
Yeah.
Everton in that aspect's the same.
Yeah. But then the rest of them, Southampton, no,
I
not
think
fast.
Southampton.
I think West Ham could be if it could be quite hostile, but yeah, Southampton, Bournemouth, not fussed about them at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting one. While we're on this subject, we'll just drop in one of the questions we had from one of our listeners, old Andy Boyden, and he said, "Can you predict your top 4 and relegation predictions?" Obviously, we've had ours from the get go. We've started. I still won't change mine. I had Forest, Bournemouth, and Leeds. I mean, if I had to change it, I'd change Leeds. I think Leeds aren't going to go, and I would swap them with a big boy, Everton.
Yeah, I mean,
Everton,
it all depends on
it all depends on your mate.
Exactly, yeah, and I think that's my viewpoint as well. But I think mine was, I said Bournemouth, Forest, and Leeds. To be fair, and I think I'd probably change. Southampton for me. Southampton to go. I don't know though. Everton. It's hard. I wouldn't know. So I'd probably change all 3. I'd said last week West Ham stay up, but I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I want to put a big boy down there, so I'm
I think
going to trigger finger Everton.
Yeah, possibly. I think Bournemouth go, Southampton, Everton. Yeah, I think because we've done it recently, I changed it again, but I'd say Bournemouth, Everton, Southampton, unless managers change and personnel changes. But yeah, I think so.
The reverse of that question, Andy, the top 4. I'm not going to put them in any order, but I do think the top 4 is locked off now.
As it is, yeah.
I don't think if Man United beat Palace and they'll go 9 above you.
8
above.
above.
Is that right?
Yeah.
8. I think the top 4 is locked off in terms of anyone else getting in there, but in whatever order.
Yeah, I mean, I said again, we'd done this couple weeks ago, and I was saying about Liverpool, but to be honest, I think United are almost too good at me. They're too strong, aren't they? I think they'll just hold them off. I think Liverpool could finish above us, but I think like you, the top 4 is probably sewn up, I reckon. Because even though Fulham, Brighton, Brentford, they're having brilliant seasons and getting some great results, even they that's a limit. That's just a position too far for those sort of sides, I think.
And United are 10 points off Liverpool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Liverpool are so inconsistent. Chelsea are just
Dross.
not even worth talking about. Yeah, and yeah, Tottenham are all over the show. I just think, yeah, United and the way Newcastle are going, they've sorted themselves out and they're very, very solid sides.
So going back to the relegation, are you cutting the line off? You got the league table in front of you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it as we speak. Yeah.
I would personally cut it off at 13th, Forest.
Yeah, I'd say Palace are right. Even though it's
although
32.
touching on Palace, I do think Vieira is now walking a tightrope.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
That's a random though.
He's underachieving
yeah.
with the players he's got there. Like they're just playing dross. again, they don't have a striker. They need a striker. Like,
Yeah.
I know I mentioned it a lot of times. If they had Nketiah, they'd be flying.
Yeah.
But since they come out of Christmas, been really poor. If they lose to United, losing to 4-0 against you was awful.
Yeah, that was a bad day for Palace.
They lost at the weekend to Chelsea 1-0, lacklustre. And they've got Man United lost 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah, I don't want to keep talking about it, but Palace beat Bournemouth. That shows you how bad Bournemouth are. Yeah, Chelsea. I know Chelsea. They beat Bournemouth. Palace beat them. Yeah, I don't know. Bournemouth are just absolutely plummeting to the bottom. But yeah, Palace. But it's strange, isn't it? That sort of side, changing Vieira. Like, what do they want to achieve? Where do they want to go? Like,
I just think 6 losses is a lot.
Yeah.
In like 7 games.
But then they get a new manager. Where do they finish?
Yeah.
11th, 12th, like still 12th. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird one.
But I do think Palace, you can argue, have got a better squad or equivalent squad to Fulham.
Well, yeah, even Brentford.
But Fulham have a goal scorer.
Yeah.
And so do Brentford. That's the difference. They've got Tony, they've got Mitrovic, who score goals. Zaha this season hasn't scored as many goals as he normally does. He's a goal scorer, but he's also a winger, and it's different. I know it's different. He's not an out-and-out striker who's the talisman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just a gut feeling I've got that he's not doing very well at the moment.
But you say about that, even Spurs, we've got Harry Kane, he scores goals. Fulham, Mitrovic scores goals. Tony scores goals. Brighton play a style of football that allows them to score goals, but
again, could go to the next level if they had a scorer.
But if you look, even this season, Liverpool aren't scoring. They don't have Salah's not absolutely on fire. Nunes isn't on fire. Like Chelsea don't even have had a goal scorer for 2 or 3 seasons, and Villa down.
Not Aubameyang.
Yeah, exactly. Villa down. It's all that. Exactly the same reason. No one's scoring 10, 15 goals for them at all. Yeah, you're right.
That's why I think Leicester are struggling. Vardy's not getting the goals.
Daka's not doing it either.
Calvert-Lewin's not scoring.
No.
But 2 big games for relegation, right? Bournemouth v Forest. If Forest win that, which by all means they could do,
quite easy, yeah.
That is an all. But sorry, let's start again. Bournemouth have to win that.
Yeah,
any chance have to win that. That's the sort of game at home. You need to win your home games against the teams in and around you. You don't win that. See you later, mate. And then West Ham, Everton.
That is tasty.
That is a 6-pointer early doors.
3:00 at the Athletic Stadium. Oh, what a time to be alive.
What would be your prediction? So it's 19th versus 18th, both on 15 points.
West Ham
above by -1 goal, by +1 goal difference.
No, West Ham win that game. 2-1, I think. It'd be horrible and not a nice game to watch. But West Ham at home. Like you said, home form. Surely West Ham beat Everton at home. Surely. If they don't, then they are.
They've got identical form in their last 5.
Yeah.
Lost 4, drawn 1. Southampton, 15 points, and they've got Villa at home. It could all turn around again. It's just mad. Like,
West Ham haven't won since October. Last in the league, haven't won.
on your phone,
October, brilliant.
And
brilliant.
If I'm wrong, is it Bournemouth that game?
Yeah, Bournemouth at home. And that's what I'm saying about Bournemouth. Everyone beats Bournemouth. Bournemouth beat Everton. That was their last win. So I don't know. It's some bad teams. Real
Bournemouth
bad.
Are absolutely dross.
Yeah.
I think that's all really I've got on relegation.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else?
No. What about some of the questions? Were there any other?
Yeah. So I was going to answer the question. Did you want to mention anything on Dyche? What club do you think you should go to? Or do you want to mention?
No, I'll leave. I'll save him. I'll save Dyche. Yeah. Sorry. He's my secret weapon this week.
So we've just said Andy's question. I actually put another vote out saying which club do you think is underperforming the most in the Premier League? It was an open question, so anyone could answer, and we had 3 clubs come up.
Yeah, predominantly, wasn't it?
West Ham were voted 4 times.
Yeah.
Chelsea twice, and Everton once.
I think I went with West Ham purely because
you hate them.
Yeah. Besides that, but like being in the bottom 3 and fighting relegation, that just shouldn't be them, is it? That's not what they want. That's not what massive West Ham should be. They should be mid-table and fighting upwards. But I think they've spent a lot of money. They've got some supposedly good players. I just think well and truly underperforming.
Is that worse than Chelsea sitting in 10th? Liverpool in 8th?
Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Yeah, but I just thought West Ham. I don't like them.
I voted Chelsea, to be honest.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Chelsea definitely. Yeah, they're on the same level. You could argue for them as well. It's poor, very, very poor.
So, James Griff. Thank you for another question, Griff. You're very good at these questions.
Yeah. Is it a normal one?
This
or?
is a normal question.
Oh, bloody hell.
Who is the best player in the Premier League on current form? Obviously not whoever, but say current form since Christmas, the Premier League's returned.
Yep.
Who would you say?
Probably one of... To be honest, you could probably pick a few of the Arsenal players.
Mine's biased, my answer.
Odegaard, Saka, maybe Saliba. I don't know. I mean, you watch Arsenal all the time. Maybe you'd look at other midfielders, and then since the break, Rashford's been very good in terms of dragging a whole team, improving the whole side as well. Yeah, I'd say put Rashford up there.
I think you're spot on with that.
What about yourself?
I didn't even think of Rashford. That could even trump mine. I was going to say Odegaard.
Yeah.
Just because he's scored 3 goals, has he scored? Maybe set up 3 goals since he's come back. He actually won December and November Player of the Month, whatever that award even means these days.
Yeah.
I just think he's playing very well, and like him or Rashford, I think is a very fair.
Purely on like I said about Rashford, that individual player is making such a big difference to a side. Yeah, I think Rashford would be up there. Like I said, probably pick 2 or 3 Arsenal players, whatever you feel like. To be honest. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question, though. Thank you.
And then a question, I like this question, from Andy Houghton. Sent it about an hour before we
The
started.
goat.
The Danbury goat. Before we started recording. Which manager, in your opinion, saves Everton from relegation? And then he put in brackets, can be the current manager.
Ah, no.
So we'll stop you there, Andy. It will not be Frank.
It won't be Frank.
If it's Frank...
I'll bite my hand off.
If it's Frank, they'll be in League One.
Yeah. No, it won't be. I mean, I might... I don't know. Do we? No, I'll save my man. But you all know who should get in charge of, again, any of those from Forest down, or maybe not Forest, but Leeds down. Any of those teams need one man.
So I was having this conversation with who was I chatting to over the weekend? It might have been you. About who is there now to replace these managers. And
it was.
You actually shouted
Benitez, wasn't it?
Rafa out for West Ham last night. Didn't even think about that, but that's such an obvious choice that could be America. Or did you go for someone out of the blue that no one's ever heard of? And my thought back to that was, had you ever heard of De Zerbi?
No.
Roberto De Zerbi, before 2 months ago, and what a job he's doing.
Yeah.
Or do you go for the stale, boring old Rafa? What's the risk? Like, I think if you've got good chairman and executives who do their due diligence, and have planned it and have thought, right, this is the right man to take us forward.
Well, it's like Southampton, isn't it? They took a chance with, is it Nathan Jones?
Yeah.
I mean, they're still bottom, but it's a manager you haven't heard of. I know they're not, like you said, that merry-go-round, they're not in that anymore, but it was the constant Warnock, Pulis, Pardew, Hodgson, like Steve Bruce. They just get regurgitated around all these bottom sort of 4 or 5 clubs, and they might stay up 1 year, but then eventually they go down. Like, if I was that sort of club, I'd despise it. I'd absolutely despise it.
A prime example for me is Bournemouth. They've had Scott Parker, did really, really well, got promoted, 3 games in, get sacked. You're telling me right now, when they sacked Scott Parker, they wanted to go 3 months, whatever it was, with a caretaker in charge, and then appoint Scott Parker's assistant or N21
second assistant.
That's just awful planning.
Yeah. There's no plan, is it?
Yeah.
That screams. They got battered by Liverpool, panicked. Right, we've got to go. We've got to get a new manager. And like you said, waited 3 months, and oh god, we haven't got anyone. You'll do, Gary. You just carry on what you're doing. Just no, like you said, no planning, no structure to that at all.
So in your response, Andy, I think I would agree with Jack and go for Mr. Dyche.
Yeah, Shawnee boy.
I think he would keep him up.
Yeah,
he would go classic 4-4-2, big tackles, get the old ends going up.
If they're not going to win the game at home, they'd draw. He'd do all they can to draw the game against teams around them. Yes, when you play the top sides, you get beat, but like if West Ham have Everton this week, they wouldn't lose. If they got Bournemouth the following week, they're not going to lose.
Make Goodison a tough place to go again.
Yeah.
Should we roll into team of the week?
Yeah, let's do it. I almost forgot about that. Yeah.
And then we'll end on winner or loser.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Right. Team of the week. Goalkeeper. you want to start this one off?
I'll let you take take the lead on this one.
I was quite adamant he had to go. I think it's his first time he's been
Yeah,
put in the team of the week.
yes.
Aaron Ramsdale. Man of the match, clean sheet, away at Spurs, getting dog's abuse all game, I suspect. Great saves, kept us in the game second half. And
Yeah, he made some good
don't really
saves.
know, yeah, what else?
No, he made some good saves. I just wish the bloke had kicked him a bit harder, but and then maybe a different area of the body. But yeah, no, he was good. In the 90 minutes, he was very good at
Yeah.
being a goalkeeper. Apart from that, no comment.
I think he must have wound a few people up in there doing his job.
Or just kissing a badge in front of the South Stand. Yeah, probably maybe that. I don't know.
You got to give it and take it.
Yeah, but he couldn't do that. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, booting a player is outrageous. That shouldn't be anywhere. But no comment. No,
You got to kiss the badge. We're all do the same. Cut the ears.
no, he wouldn't do the same. You wouldn't do the same. No way. If he's in front of his Arsenal fans, or he'd give a little like punch to the chest, give it a little fist pump. But then he give it all that. Richarlison got in his face. He absolutely cacked it, and then ran up the other end.
We'll get on to R9.
Oh.
We'll get on to R9 in a bit.
The pigeon.
Right. We put a poll out of for the defender for the fan vote, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was Levy Colwell. Colwell was it?
Colwill, yeah, something like that.
Or Sven Botman. And as time recording, Sven Botman had won 67%.
Yep.
Another clean sheet. Still only 11 goals conceded. He hasn't lost a game since he's been put in the team.
In the league, anyway.
And been, yeah.
They lost in the cup, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's been outstanding.
No, he's good. And he, what was it, 30, 40 million, something like that? And it's the sort of thing.
Goes under the radar, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, but I'd take to go, always bring it back to us, but it's the sort of thing Tottenham don't do. Like, they wanted to go and get a centre back. They've got someone that's highly rated, quite young, 40 million, bosh, there you go. You'll do a job, and he's come in and, yeah, sort of gone unnoticed, but that's a good thing. He's been good for them, so. Yeah, no, like you said, another clean sheet. Yeah.
Another one for me was Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
I thought he was fantastic on Saturday.
Yeah.
Really defended well as a left back playing centre half.
Against arguably the best striker, so. Yeah.
And arguably the best team in the league with De Bruyne and everything, and just dealt with it really well.
Yeah.
With a young left back next to him.
Yeah.
Malacia. But I thought he played superb. And there's another back to back. He's been centre half last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Ever since Christmas breaks happened. Played really well. Into midfield, Odegaard.
Yeah.
I had to put him in again.
Obvious reasons.
Just another outstanding performance I thought he put in.
Yeah.
We spoke about him enough, but and the other midfielder was Jack.
Was it March?
Yes.
March gone to midfield, yeah. Solly March
Solly
from
March.
Brighton. What, two
goals?
goals and assists. Just been good, hasn't he? There's a bit of issue and sort of like hostility around Trossard, I think, and Solly March has stepped up and he's playing really well, isn't he? Popping up with a goal here and there, assists every now and then. So
I didn't realise how old Trossard was. He's 28.
Is he?
I know that's old. But
Yeah. I just assumed he was like,
like 24,
mid-20s.
yeah.
But
yeah, Josh Jesse Marsh again. Solly Marsh, I think he's got 4 and 4 now.
Yeah.
Two
He's doing
goals
well.
against Liverpool. Like you're going to get in the team of the week.
Yeah.
And
And they're
then-
good goals, well, very
yeah.
good goals.
And then up top, Johnson
Yeah.
from Forest. Brendan Johnson from Forest. 2 goals, match winner.
In the derby as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, homegrown talent, all the rest of it. It was good. Yeah, good weekend for Forest and Johnson.
Nice to see the young lad get a few goals.
Yes.
The second one was offside, wasn't it? And then
Yeah.
Varg then gave back.
Yeah, it was like the re-celebration. It was good. Yeah.
But that was the team. Ramsdale, Botman, Shaw, Odegaard, March, and Johnson.
Yeah,
Up
very
top.
good.
Right, should we move on to winner and loser? The
Yeah, let's do
penultimate
it.
segment.
Let's do it. I'll start because I've been itching to talk about it. But my winner this week is Sean Dyche. And you're probably thinking, Sean Dyche, what's he up to? He's not done anything, is he? But no, as I just said, people must be flooding his phone with emails, calls, the lot, just to try and get him in. They must be. Like I said throughout this whole episode, but the bottom sides, one of them just needs to pull the trigger and get that man in to save their season. And yeah, he's the winner because he's been out of a job since April 2022. He's done no harm in his reputation whilst being out of a job. And like I said, he must have the pick. I know, don't get me wrong, he's not as if Arsenal, City and Newcastle are calling him up, but he's got the choice of. He must have the choice of all those sides: Leicester, Wolves, Bournemouth, West Ham, Everton, Southampton, even Tottenham if he wants to get if we want to play 4-4-2. But Sean Dyche winner of the week. He's got to be in charge of a Premier League side before the end of the season. So
before the end of the month, I reckon.
well, yeah. I would get him tomorrow night if he wants, but yeah, Sean Dyche for me. Your winner?
Like you, I've gone for manager as well. I've gone for Nathan Jones
Oh, nice.
of Southampton.
Yeah.
I know we have a loyal Southampton fan.
Yep, Callum Doyle out in the US if you're listening.
And
Up the Saints.
I just thought I was struggling for a winner this week, and I thought actually no, he's had a tough start to the life at Southampton manager. They're not great. They haven't got the best squad anymore, but beating Man City in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, winning away at Everton for the first time in 25 years, maybe they're slowly getting his plans across, and they're getting somewhere. Maybe
Doing alright. Doing alright. Well, you like said 3-3, isn't it? All comps.
Yeah, if you beat City and you beat Everton in a week,
Yeah.
it's good going for a team at bottom. I know they win, but now maybe they've got a sense of belief, and they've got Villa at home next. You never know, Villa. They win one, they lose one. They win one, they lose one. They might be able to start, build something from there. So I just thought, and I liked. You could tell how much that meant from that win.
It was
Everton.
good,
He was
yeah.
going, straight in the away.
It was
fan.
good.
He was loving it.
And that added
Fist
to the
pumps,
atmosphere.
yeah.
Like I said earlier about Everton, it was awful on their side, but their celebrations, yeah, it's good. Oh, I like it.
Loser of the week.
Do you want me to go, or
I
don't think you could see mine?
You know mine is, and I think I know yours is.
Well, like we always say, but we do like little notes and jot things down. But on my bit of paper I've got in front of me, loser, Hugo Lloris, full stop. Disgrace, full stop. He just is the loser week. There's not much I could say that's gonna make much sense because I'll be too annoying and too angry. But yeah, just awful. You can't be who you think you are and everyone says you are, and throw the ball in the back of net. You're a professional footballer, a professional goalie at supposedly the highest level, playing for Tottenham in a North London derby. You cannot excuse that mistake that he made, and yeah, it's just awful. Loser of the week, Hugo Lloris.
Okay, can't complain on that.
Nah.
I've gone for another Spurs player. Loser of the week, R9, Richarlison, the pigeon.
Please elaborate.
Oof, where to start? £60 million, 0 goals, 3 tattoos on the back.
Yeah.
He's got Ronaldo himself and Neymar on his back. Not even good enough for the starting lineup for Spurs. 0 goals. Shows a bit of aggression on the subs bench and after the full-time whistle to show a bit of fight, to show he cares, apparently. He got the hump with Martinelli because he apparently was showboating too much. When he
didn't high five.
He replied on the back, didn't he? He controlled it on the back and right in front of him. But Richarlison, the same bloke who started doing keepy uppies in the Forest game, he's the sort of bloke who just gives it, and then can't. As soon as he gets anything back, he starts crying. He cries all the time. He cries when he scores. He cries when he's injured. Cries when he's sad. He was the main reason that whole thing kicked off at the end.
Yeah,
because he could have just stopped poking Ramsdale in the eye and just left him alone and just gone off. You put in an awful performance. Just 60 million, no goals in the Premier League is just shambolic.
Yeah, I can't. Not much I can say.
He's
defense.
He's one of them players, I think, that once he clicks, the Spurs fans will love him and every other team will hate him.
Yeah.
Because he's just annoying. He's
awful, absolutely awful. And it's the same with Xhaka, same with Ramsdale. It's absolute same with Arteta. You absolutely despise these people, but when they're on your side.
What's wrong with Arteta?
No. Awful bloke, awful human being.
No, Richarlison, just everything about that bloke is. How can you not fist pump your Brazil teammate?
What, when we're 2-0 down? If it's down the tunnel and no one can see it and it's the end of the game, fine, but no. He's not.
I was a good bit of shit house through that from Martin. he knew exactly what he's doing, didn't he?
Oh,
and then he gets on and he's got some issue with Gabriel as well. Like, even though, remember at the Emirates, he just couldn't stop bickering with him. And even in the top 10 minutes he played, just couldn't stop bickering with
Mm.
Gabriel. I think Gabriel got booked for shoving him or something. He goes and shoves Ben White, and Ben White looked at him like, "What are you doing? You're a freak." He just looks a freak. He's got an awful Mohican. Just hasn't he got? Oh, he's Brazil
Just
on his neck.
no comment because, like you
Oh.
said, 60 million doesn't even start.
And all he's famous for is doing his neck.
His little Stay Richie, lad.
His little nod, like,
Stay Richie, lad.
oh god.
Yeah, no, it's good choice.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like him, and glad I'm not playing him at some games this season. Well, maybe in the FA Cup if we get through.
Yeah.
hopefully. I don't know, but no. Richarlison, sorry mate.
Yeah.
If you're
You
listening.
can join
If
Lloris.
you and Hugo are listening to this podcast,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Turn off now, please. No, it's good. Good options, I think.
And that brings us back to the teaser to close out the show.
Yes.
Right, I will repeat it again. Which player has scored the most goals from outside the box in Premier League history?
Right. So Bale scored 9 in a season, which is quite impressive. I'm going to go with David Beckham.
Wrong.
Really? Bloody hell! I know he scored 18 free kicks.
Mm.
Because I only know that because Ward-Prowse scored 16. All right, David Beckham was my guess. Bale scored 9. It's not Bale then, is it?
No.
So is it a current player?
No.
Oh.
Well, I don't mean no like that. No,
Yeah.
he's retired,
Yeah. All right. David Beckham's not the man. Last guess. If you're listening and you got it, or you said you got something in mind, keep it. And it's not David Beckham. Not David Beckham. I'm trumped.
I'll give you a clue if you want.
God.
He is English.
Ooh. Is it Shearer because he scored?
No, but
So many
shout.
goals?
I think he's up there.
I would know. Go on. Let us know.
He is the current Everton manager.
Lampard.
Frank Lampard
Ah.
tops the list.
Didn't even think of it.
41 goals scored outside the box in the Premier
Yeah.
League.
It's not obvious, but it obviously makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think he scored. Is he the all-time leading midfield goal scorer?
Yeah.
I don't know. He must be.
Yeah.
More gigs, maybe. I don't know. It's for him to play the most games.
Yeah. He's a terrible manager.
Like Gerrard as well.
Yeah. Oh, good one. Like it.
So yeah, Frank Lampard.
Well, yeah. I think that rounds us up, doesn't it?
Close that. Do you feel a bit better after your rant?
Yeah. No. I strangely do look forward to it because everyone's like, "Oh, I can't believe you do it." Like, how could you do that tonight after the weekend? But I do look forward to it because it's just some way to talk about it, let it out, and
Free therapy for some might
yeah,
say.
yeah. I pay nothing for this, so yeah. No, I mean I could say a lot more and could go on for hours and hours, but yeah, no, it's good. I'm glad we did
I
it.
think we came across quite well. And City on Thursday. Prediction.
Tottenham.
Double figures.
Yeah, I mean my prediction would be 6-0 to Man City.
Is it at the Etihad?
Yeah, Thursday
Right.
night.
What
at
about that
Etihad.
guaranteed Spurs win if it's at the Etihad?
No. Thursday night though, not midweek at Etihad. I think I've been there once in the league, or it might be in the cup game. It was a midweek and we lost like 5-1.
Even going back to remember when old Crouch, was it Crouch who scored the goal in Champions League?
Champions League, yeah.
It's made.
Yeah, but no, that was when they were not the same. They're nowhere near that.
I'm going Manchester City 1, Spurs 2, Kane double.
No.
Kane's going to get the double.
No. Man City 4, Tottenham 1. 4-1.
Come on, Kane.
We'll play because we should do better against Arsenal, but the way our style, that rubbish, it tends to do quite well against City. But I think surely we're due a drubbing. We must be.
We shall see.
I hope we are. I hope we are. I really hope we are.
Come on, Spurs.
no. And it would. Like I said, we are that stupid and thick that we'll probably win the game and be happy.
Better way for Kane to break the record than nice 2-0
Yeah.
win at the Etihad.
No, 4-1. Haaland.
Look, think about it.
Hat-trick.
You beat them on Thursday. Palace beat Man United.
Well, Arsenal then.
Then you're 2 points off. 2 points off top 4.
I'm not worried about top 4. I'm worried about you. And
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll see who catches them.
oh
So
no.
there's 10 points. Then you will not hear me say we're in a title race.
Yeah, no. City 4, Tottenham 1. See you next week.
We shall see. Right. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, cheers.
Stay loyal. See you
Stay
next week.
loyal.